I wasn't always the cool dragon librarian that I am today. I started life as a silly little guy the same way everybody does. And I think I was pretty cute, right? My birth parents didn't seem to think so. When I was a little dragon whose horns had barely grown in, it was clear to them that my magic was weaker than it should have been for my age. So they abandoned me in the forest. But don't worry, I wasn't alone for very long though. By chance or by fate, whatever you want to call it, a very kind couple came across me, crying in a bush. These people would later become my real parents, and I think I was much better off in their care. Life was pretty good when they took me in. I don't even remember what my dragon family was like, and my new parents were half goat, so we even looked similar, if you ignore the giant dragon tail. It felt like this was how it was meant to be. I didn't quite understand that I was adopted though, so one day I bent my horns to match my parents. It didn't hurt though, at least I don't remember it hurting. My dad was really smart, so he did a lot of his work in libraries. He'd often take me with him because I loved to read, and so, just between us, I blame him for my webtoon addiction. But one day when I was reading in the library, I came across a really cute book. The cover was so beautiful that I just had to borrow it. But when I got home, I realized that, being a dumb kid, I could not read it. So I did what any dumb kid would do, and forgot it existed. And so, life moved on. Eventually, I began to embrace the fact that I was a dragon, not a goat. And although I wasn't super normal, and my tail made wearing pants super inconvenient, it was pretty cool to breathe fire and stuff. Just don't ask my classmates what they thought about that. As I grew up, I found that even a cute dragon girl has to face the boring reality of adult life. After my parents passed away, I was left to clean up their house. And when I was sorting through my old, extremely messy room, I made an embarrassing discovery. The book. The one that I'd borrowed a bajillion years ago and couldn't read. It was under my bed, right where I tossed it for, safekeeping. Before I got completely wrapped up in my nostalgia, I was faced with the cold realization that I probably owed so much in late fees. Now, the library from my childhood wasn't exactly easy to find, and I'm not gonna dox myself and tell you the exact magical sequence of events I took to get there. But eventually, I made it back, knowing that every step I took was another pretty penny added to my fees. And so, I put the book back where I remember finding it, hoping that no one would notice its absence and I could forget about this whole ordeal. This cautionary tale of neglect ends with me making my way out of the library, and that's that. I hope you can find some deeper meaning here to take back into your everyday life, because I sure did. But yeah, that wasn't that. Of course this isn't the end. I haven't even gotten my cool new outfit that I'm about to show off. Everything started getting weird after I left the library. Bad luck followed me like a parasocial fan, and everywhere I stepped, something unfortunate happened to me. I couldn't seem to find the path back to my town, and I kept stepping on my shoelaces, and after an hour of walking, I ended up tripping and hurting myself. I even tore my cardigan! The answer to my problems came to me pretty quickly. There was no other explanation than the fact that I was being punished. Steven! Something out of this world was upset with me for returning my book a decade late. So, I made the long trip back to beg for forgiveness, hoping that my crimes might be overlooked. For some strange reason, the book I had just returned was sat on the table, almost like it was waiting for me. Now, you know what they say, curiosity killed the cat. However, I am a dragon, and I am very nosy, so obviously I picked it up. The book felt comfortable in my hands, like it belonged to me, like it had always belonged to me. When I opened the book again, after all these years, my clothes flashed, changing into this elegant, scholarly costume. It fit me perfectly, and the cute librarian aesthetic made things click in the back of my small, silly mind. My new curse, the duty bestowed upon me for my heinous crimes, it was clear as day. I was to become the keeper of this magical library. I was destined to be Seraphic Chronicles' librarian. I finally felt like this was where I was meant to be. for the first time in a long time. I was home.